Chosen one, the universe has just detonated a bomb of revelation, and the aftershocks are rattling every corner of their false reality. The truth about you has surfaced, and it's shaking them to their core. They're nervous, panicking, scrambling for support anywhere they can find it. These are the very people who once crossed boundaries without remorse, believing they could drain your energy forever without consequence. But now they've slammed into a divine wall, and the universe has declared enough. Not tomorrow, not later, but right now. They made the fatal error of mistaking your patience for weakness. Worse, they thought your silence meant surrender. And perhaps their biggest mistake was believing your kindness would stop you from demanding accountability. What truly terrifies them is your discernment, your spiritual radar that can detect deceit in any form. When you looked them dead in the eye and named exactly what they were doing, the manipulation, the envy-driven attacks, they froze. No one had ever seen through them the way you did. Your vision sliced through their illusions like a celestial blade. And when you spoke, you didn't just call out the smoke, you revealed the fire. You didn't just talk about what felt wrong. You laid bare the root disease. Your clarity was their unraveling. Before they could finish a sentence, you were already steps ahead. Before they could set a trap, you'd already walked past it untouched. And that's exactly why they're spiraling. Because manipulators thrive in confusion, and you gave them none. So what happens when a deceiver meets a soul that cannot be deceived? Total collapse. System failure. That's what they're enduring right now. Mental chaos. Rapid heartbeats, sweaty palms, as they come to grips with the reality that you've been ahead of them this entire time. The puppet master is now aware of their own strings. The magician is horrified to learn their tricks have become transparent. Every lie they've uttered, every rumor, every twisted narrative, they're all returning swift and sharp, like a divine boomerang aimed right at their throat. The careless words they sent into the universe have turned into piercing shards of consequence. They wrote spiritual checks their souls can't cover. But the universe, it never misses. It records everything. And now the day of reckoning has arrived. All those whisper campaigns, those planted doubts, those manipulative efforts to tarnish your name, they're unraveling in public view. The truth is shining so brightly that no lie can withstand it. The masks are off. People are finally seeing them for what they are, not who they pretended to be. And their carefully built illusions are imploding with such force that even the most passive observers can't look away. What they tried to conceal in darkness is now being broadcast in radiant, undeniable light. The very audience they tried so hard to turn against you is now witnessing their downfall instead. Divine irony playing out in real time. And that army of enablers they rallied, the flying monkeys they sent to amplify their attacks, they're scattering like roaches when the light hits. No one wants to be caught on the wrong side now. One by one, their allies are backing out with flimsy excuses. I'm too busy. This isn't my fight. I don't want to get involved. The same ones who once jumped at the chance to join the smear campaign are now pretending they never knew anything. The voices that once echoed their lies about you have gone silent. Messages are being ignored. Calls are sent straight to voicemail. Their cries for backup are being met with indifference, cold shoulders, and closed doors. Their attempts to stir up new drama, to recruit fresh participants in their toxic crusade, are falling flat. No one wants to be associated with that energy anymore, not even from a distance. They're frantically searching for anyone who will help keep their false narrative alive, but the reservoir of manipulation they relied on has dried up completely. They now stand alone, abandoned by the very people they once weaponized, and exactly where they were always headed. The most striking twist? Some of the same people they tried to use against you are now waking up, turning their attention toward them. The sleeping giants have risen, and the target has shifted. The weapons once crafted to destroy you have spun around and are aimed squarely at their creators. That's not coincidence. That's poetic justice in motion. Now sleep escapes them. Their nights are haunted by the sound of karma's footsteps getting closer. Every flicker of movement in the shadows sets them on edge. Every noise in the quiet of their home makes their heart jump. The racing pulse, the dry mouth, the tight knot in their gut. It's all part of the panic that comes with knowing the consequences are no longer looming. They're landing. They feel it with every opportunity that slips away, every closed door, every cold shoulder. Karma doesn't send alerts. The cosmic debt collectors don't issue warnings or offer payment plans. They just start repossessing. And what's being taken now? Their reputation, their credibility, their false authority, all stripped away. Their peace of mind is long gone, devoured by a stress that's become unbearable. Their body is screaming what their prideful mind refuses to acknowledge. They triggered a divine force far greater than anything they could manipulate, and it's already reclaiming everything they falsely claimed as their own. Their physical state is betraying the chaos within. Headaches, insomnia, digestive issues, and an unshakable anxiety. They're not just symptoms, they're signals. Their own body is turning against them, mirroring the collapse unfolding around them. And every time they shut their eyes, they're met with a vision that haunts them more than any nightmare. Your face, not filled with rage or revenge, but glowing with peace, prosperity, and purpose. That image of you thriving is unbearable to them because somewhere deep inside, they know your elevation is a direct reflection of their downfall. The energy they once tried to drain from you has returned to you, magnified, while they struggle under the weight of the consequences they created. And as they unravel, your blessings are multiplying in ways that defy logic. Opportunities are emerging from thin air. Meaningful connections are forming with no effort. Resources are flowing through unexpected avenues. Doors are opening, ones you didn't even knock on. The universe is making a loud and clear statement through your success. That job you weren't qualified for, yours. That opportunity everyone said was impossible, it found you. That connection you needed to shift everything, manifested overnight. The financial breakthrough you've been praying for, delivered right on time. But this isn't just random luck. This is intentional, divine restoration. For every closed door they tried to slam in your face, two more have swung wide open. For every relationship they sabotaged, you're gaining three stronger, more powerful ones. For every lie they spread, you're being positioned in spaces where your truth can no longer be ignored. What they didn't understand is that by pouring negativity toward you, they created an energetic vacuum. And universal law demands that all vacuums be filled. Only this one isn't being filled with more drama or darkness. It's overflowing with blessings. Prosperity designed just for you. Custom-tailored abundance with your name etched into every detail. Quick pause, family. If this message is resonating deep in your spirit and you'd love to support this sacred work, feel free to buy me a coffee. Your support helps keep this space alive with truth, light, and divine insight. Links in the description. Let's keep flowing. Right on cue, here come the apologies. Shallow and suspicious, after all that silence, after all the damage, suddenly they want to reconnect. But their sorry carries no real weight. It's like tossing a feather into a hurricane, meaningless in the face of what they've done. Don't be fooled. This isn't about transformation. It's about transaction. They're not interested in healing. They're just looking for refuge from the storm they stirred up. They aren't offering true amends. They're pleading for amnesty. And the universe doesn't play by those rules. And neither should you. Their words may say, "I've changed." But their energy screams, "I'm desperate." Their texts might say, "I miss you." But the truth hiding underneath is, "I miss what I used to take from you." Real remorse isn't just about new words. It's about new actions. And while they scramble for shelter, you're already winning by simply standing in your power. Your victory isn't loud or bitter. It's the quiet, radiant persistence of your growth. It's the undeniable glow of your becoming, despite all their efforts to break you. Your greatest revenge has never been vengeance. It's the distance between who they tried to reduce you to and who you've actually become. They hope to see you crumble, but instead you're creating. They waited for your collapse, but now they're witnessing your construction. Foundation strong, purpose clear, and future unstoppable. This paradox torments them more than any curse ever could. The rise of the very person they tried to destroy is unraveling everything they believed about control, power, and influence. Your success doesn't fit into their framework. They never imagined that the one they sought to silence would be the one the universe chose to amplify. And yet, here you are, flourishing before their eyes. Their worst fear has taken shape. You never needed their validation to rise. Their so-called leverage was an illusion. Their power, nothing more than a borrowed performance. Meanwhile, your connection to the source, authentic, unbreakable, and divine, was always real, and it still is. You were never the needy one. You were never the desperate one. You were never the one seeking permission. It was them all along. This truth is now echoing loudly, shaking the very ground beneath their feet. Those who were once enchanted by their act are beginning to see through the cracks. What once looked like charisma is now revealing itself as manipulation. Communities that believed their distorted version of reality are now questioning everything they said. The masks are slipping, revealing the jealousy, insecurity, and malice that powered their actions. Their performances are unraveling. Their illusions are fading. And as their world collapses, you remain anchored. Not because you are flawless, but because you are real. Your authenticity is what sets you apart. You didn't claim perfection. You owned your mistakes. You didn't need to fake strength. You developed it through every hard-earned truth. In a world drowning in facades, your realness is your shield. The alignment between your words, actions, and beliefs forms an armor no weapon can penetrate. The universe always hides its greatest wisdom within our deepest wounds. And the betrayal you experienced? It wasn't just about survival. It was spiritual training for the next dimension of your purpose. Every attack made you stronger. Every lie forced you to become clearer. Every act of betrayal turned you back toward your intuition. Every rejection carved a deeper well of self-acceptance. What they meant to destroy you ended up being the very force that built you. And now you find yourself at a divine intersection. Behind you is the battlefield where you defended your soul against distortion. Ahead lies a path of infinite potential. The very road they swore didn't exist for you. And now the choice is crystal clear. Move forward. Don't look back, except to admire the distance you've covered. Don't re-engage with those who desperately try to suck you back into their chaos. Don't answer the calls of those who only pretended to care when they thought you were weak. Their part in your journey is done. Their chapter has closed, and their purpose in your growth has been fulfilled. Thank them silently for the strength you gained in surviving them, and then close that door firmly and forever. Your energy is sacred. It's too valuable to offer to those who mishandled it. Your attention is powerful. It's too influential to waste on those who couldn't see its worth. Your presence is rare. It deserves to be received with reverence, not convenience. From this moment forward, pour all that radiant energy into building what's next. Channel your attention toward what's aligned with your highest timeline. Share your presence only with those who see its light from the very beginning, and honor it like the gift it is. The universe always moves in favor of those who align with their authentic purpose. When your actions reflect your inner truth, the cosmos responds with momentum. Manifestation speeds up for those who remain true to their soul's guidance, even when outside pressure pushes them to compromise. Divine timing is no accident. It's a master plan in motion. It dismantles what is false while simultaneously elevating those who operate from a place of integrity. And right now you are witnessing that divine orchestration unfold in real time. Every synchronicity showing up in your life is not a coincidence. It's a confirmation. The new connections forming around you aren't by chance. They are intentional alignments. The opportunities now flowing your way, they're not accidental. They're destined. While those who opposed you scramble to hold together collapsing facades, you're being called to build your life on truth and solid foundation. While they obsess over appearances, you're creating something lasting, something real. As they fight to maintain a crumbling illusion, you are empowered to write a brand new chapter, one rooted in purpose, not performance. And this contrast isn't just satisfying, it's deeply revealing. The universe is showing, not telling, what happens when darkness tries to silence the light. The lesson playing out is universal and undeniable. Real power, authentic power, always triumphs over the artificial. True authority, born from alignment, will always outlast false control that thrives on manipulation. Those who came against you are now being educated through loss, through exposure, and through isolation. Meanwhile, your path of learning is being paved with expansion, new opportunities, and meaningful connection. The divine tow truck that came to repossess what wasn't earned is also delivering what's rightfully yours, but now improved, upgraded, and in perfect alignment. This isn't happening in theory. It's happening now, clearly, tangibly, right before your eyes. As their resources dry up, yours are multiplying. As their connections fall away, yours are deepening. As their doors close, your horizons widen. The contrast is undeniable and completely deliberate. This reversal isn't just personal, it's public. The universe wants it witnessed. Every person who doubted you, dismissed you, or watched silently while you were under attack is now watching the truth unfold. Those who picked the wrong side are scrambling to shift their stance. The ones who stayed quiet are now awkwardly trying to reconnect. And those who bought into the lies about you are beginning to question everything they once believed. Let them. Let them stumble in confusion. Let them wrestle with their realizations. That's no longer your responsibility. Your energy is no longer available for convincing anyone of your worth. That era has ended for good. Your focus now is reserved only for those who see your value without needing proof, who honor your boundaries without testing them, and who recognize your presence as the gift it has always been without demanding you prove it. The entire game has shifted, and they haven't caught up. While they're still busy playing checkers, you've long since graduated to chess, thinking 10 steps ahead, navigating with strategy and wisdom. They continue to rely on outdated tactics, but you're operating from a space of expanded awareness and elevated consciousness. They're stuck recycling the same worn-out methods while you've tapped into a source of infinite intelligence. And this core transformation is exactly why nothing they attempt is working anymore. Their entire approach relied on you staying unaware, reactive, and uncertain about your own intuition. But that version of you is gone. Now that you've awakened, responded with clarity, and fully trusted your inner knowing, the entire infrastructure of their manipulation has collapsed. They're still flipping through the pages of a playbook written for a person you no longer are. They're applying strategies tailored to a version of you that has already healed, evolved, and moved on. They keep acting as if they still hold influence over pieces of you that you've since reclaimed and restored. Their confusion would almost be laughable if it weren't so hollow. Their desperation might seem entertaining if it didn't reveal just how lost they truly are. They are unraveling, not just because of what you become, but because they can no longer control the narrative. They're experiencing the mental fog that always comes when illusion collides with truth. Reality is crashing through the fantasy they built so carefully, and they lack the emotional strength or spiritual depth to handle it. The illusion is shattering, and they are left standing in the ruins of their own design, confused, disoriented, and powerless to stop what's already in motion. This disruption has thrown their entire system into chaos. The truth, unfiltered, undeniable, and unstoppable, is now piercing straight through the carefully crafted layers of deception they worked so hard to maintain, and they are completely unequipped to handle it. They lack the spiritual maturity to absorb this revelation, let alone integrate it. They're not built to face the consequences of their own behavior, because for so long, they believed themselves exempt. But now that illusion of immunity is crumbling under the weight of universal law. The correction is here, not gentle, not negotiable, and they lack the ethical backbone to accept it. So they do what immature spirits do when faced with accountability. They flail, they deny, they shift to blame. They project their inner turmoil outward, hoping someone else will carry the burden of their choices. But none of it sticks. Why? Because the cosmic forces now moving are outside their jurisdiction. The laws of the universe have been activated through the very actions they set in motion. And those laws don't respond to manipulation, pleading, or performance. This isn't karma as a vague concept. This is divine justice unfolding in real time, indifferent to their protests and completely immune to their tactics. From your elevated state, you now observe this entire unraveling from a higher perspective. What was once confusing and entangled is now clear and unmistakable. Their behavior, once shrouded in illusion, now appears transparent. Their motivations, once hidden under layers of charm and pretense, are now glaringly obvious. And this heightened awareness doesn't make you bitter. It makes you wiser. It sharpens your discernment. It awakens your inner witness to the perfection of divine order, restoring itself, rebalancing the scales with meticulous precision. This is what shakes them to their core. Not your anger, not your confrontation, but your complete emotional independence. You're no longer tethered to their approval. You don't fear their criticism. You're free from the need to explain yourself, defend your truth, or gain validation from anyone who once held power through your insecurities. That system of emotional exchange they relied on to control, manipulate, and maintain relevance in your life has been dismantled. And they feel it. They feel your liberation like an earthquake under their feet. This shift is spiritual. It's vibrational. And it has shattered their confidence because everything they once used to influence you no longer works. Their strategies are now outdated, their games exposed, and their access revoked. You've evolved beyond their reach, and that's what terrifies them most. Meanwhile, the universe is responding to your growth with overflowing generosity. What others call coincidence, you recognize as divine alignment. Opportunities aren't just appearing, they're arriving exactly when they can serve your next step. Connections aren't just forming, they're divinely orchestrated to support your elevation. Resources aren't just showing up, they're being placed directly into your path, tailored specifically for your expansion. Everything is flowing in perfect harmony with your soul's evolution. You are no longer operating from survival. You're creating from sovereignty. And while they scramble in confusion, trying to fix what can't be salvaged, you move forward, undisturbed, unbothered, and fully aligned with your divine path. This cosmic coordination isn't about favoritism. It's about resonance. It's not special treatment, but energetic alignment. It's not an exception to the rule. It is the rule, universal law operating exactly as it was designed, placing everything, including you, in its rightful position. The truth that's making so many uncomfortable is both simple and undeniable. Authentic power cannot be diminished by artificial means. True light cannot be permanently hidden by manufactured shadows. Inherent worth cannot be reduced by anyone's outside opinion. You embody this truth. You live it. You confirm it simply by existing without trying to prove a thing. And in doing so, you prove everything, just by continuing to shine in the face of every attempt to dim your light. Now, as divine timing continues to unfold, you stand at the edge of even greater expansion. What was meant to break you has instead broken the limits you once believed in. What was sent to reduce you only revealed the vastness of who you truly are. Attempts to isolate you have only connected you more deeply to your infinite source. You haven't just survived, you've transcended. You haven't just endured, you've evolved. You haven't merely persisted, you've become something entirely new. Like the butterfly who no longer remembers the struggle of the cocoon once its wings open to the sky, you've moved beyond the pain into purpose. Remember this as you rise. What they did to you was never about you. Their actions reflected their own limitations, not yours. Their cruelty revealed their wounds, not your worth. Their rejection exposed their fear, not your value. You never needed to defend yourself from projections that couldn't touch your essence. You never had to disprove their lies. They never had the power to overwrite your truth. Their perception could never reshape your reality. The divine tow truck has done its work. What was taken has returned. What was hidden is now in full view. What was twisted is now straightened. What was delayed is moving with divine speed. The balance has been restored and the order reestablished. Now you stand whole, in full possession of your power, your clarity, and your reclaimed energy. From this place, you create what's next, free from those who once tried to block you, untouched by the doubts of those who couldn't see your worth, unshaken by the limits others tried to place on you. This is the truth that has them unsettled. This is the reality driving them to seek help they'll never find. This is the moment they realize they made the gravest mistake of all, underestimating who you truly are and always have been. Let them tremble. Let them panic. Let them regret. Your only response is to rise. Your only reaction is to shine. Your only reply is to thrive beyond anything they imagined was possible for you. And in doing so, without speaking a single word, you deliver the most powerful message of all. They never had the authority to determine your destiny in the first place. That's all for today. Dear Father, I pray for the growth of my faith. Help me trust you, even when physical evidence is lacking. Let me believe in your perpetual presence, knowing you will never harm me. I understand that your thoughts for me are thoughts of prosperity and not harm, to give me a good future. Thank you, gracious and eternal Father, for always listening to my voice. I offer up this prayer to you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Jesus, for your love and provision. I am grateful for your presence in my life and the abundance you bring. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those who need to hear this message. Leave a comment below about your journey and how you are preparing for your own triumphant return. If you'd like to support our work, please consider contributing through Buy Me a Coffee. This helps us continually improve our content to offer you the best. The link to Buy Me a Coffee is in the description. No gift is too small. Whether it's a penny, a prayer, or a share, your generosity helps spread God's word and brings hope to others. Don't stop here. Watch our next video for powerful revelations about the signs that reveal you are the chosen one. We've enjoyed following this spiritual journey with you. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Keep shining brightly and embrace your destiny with courage. See you next time. Blessings to all the beautiful souls from the Wisdom Dynamic.